Hello guys, welcome to our channel. Imagine this, a powerful room. World leaders sitting around the table, strategizing a future free from Western dominance. Now imagine one of them, smiling politely, nodding in agreement, but secretly working for the very powers this alliance was meant to resist. Sounds like a movie, right? But what if I told you, this is exactly the suspicion surrounding India right now? Today, we explore a controversial idea that's shaking up geopolitics. Since then, Trojan horse means one thing. Is India BRICS Trojan horse quietly pushing the agendas of the US and Israel? Hey, do you know about the Trojan horse? No? Okay. Let me explain it in a few seconds. It comes from an ancient Greek story. The Greeks couldn't defeat the city of Troy in battle, so they offered a massive wooden horse as a gift. The Trojans brought it inside their city walls, but hidden inside were Greek soldiers who came out at night and opened the gates from within. Something that looks like a friend, but carries a hidden threat. Now come to the topic. As you know, BRICS wasn't just created for trade, it was built as a vision, a counterweight to the West's global control. Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, powerful economies coming together to say, we've had enough of being second to Washington and Brussels, and now more countries are joining. Iran, Saudi Arabia, Egypt. So now you tell me, can a country be part of an anti-West alliance? All looking for a world where the US dollar doesn't dominate every deal. But here's the twist. What happens when one of these countries, like India, is also deep in defense deals with the very West BRICS stands against? The question arises, is India playing a double game? Let's jump in to find what's reality on paper. India is a proud BRICS member. But behind the scenes, India is dancing with the West. It's part of QUA, an alliance with the US, Japan, and Australia built to contain China. And that's just the start. India has signed military agreements with America like LAMOA, ICA, UMCASA, the kind of deals usually reserved for NATO allies or Israel, Key said. And I quote, BRICS doesn't need an enemy outside if it has a friend like India inside. Speaking of Israel, across the Middle East and Asia, India's friendship with Tel Aviv is growing fast. Drones, cyber tech, missile systems flowing in from Israel, while being so cozy with the West. BBC Urdu recently dropped a piece that turned whispers into headlines. This isn't just awkward diplomacy. This is dangerous geopolitics. All point to a truth we can't ignore. Is India a loyal BRICS ally? But when you're in a group built to resist Western control, you can't blame others for asking, whose side are you really on? The global media's growing skepticism. Can the deals India is quietly making, or the Trojan horse that could bring the whole alliance down from within? And you're aligned with Western powers, because if you can't trust one of your own, Iranian and Pakistani outlets have branded India's role as soft espionage, joining alliances just to collect influence, while serving another agenda. So here's the question nobody wants to ask out loud. A major Russian think tank even wrote, India isn't non-aligned anymore, it's leaning west, and that's a threat to BRICS. Is India the Trojan horse, the one who walks in like a friend, but brings your rival's influence in its heart? According to their report, India's foreign policy is leaning more nationalist and pro-West than ever. Will Iran, Egypt, or Saudi Arabia truly open up in meetings with India sitting there? Once suspicion enters the room, it doesn't leave. And trust. Once it cracks, it rarely heals. So here we are, a global alliance that was built on unity, now shaking from the inside. Now question arises, that is BRICS sleeping? The answer is no. Let me explain more things, just hold your cup of coffee. During Israel's brutal assault on Gaza, India stayed silent at the UN. On sanctions against Iran, India barely objected. And now, inside BRICS, Muslim-majority countries like Iran and Turkey are watching India very closely. One African analyst didn't hold back. Powerful, chilling, and very real. Well, move on. And the concern isn't just coming from inside BRICS. Journalists, diplomats, analysts, they're all calling it out. Please like and subscribe if you're enjoying this video now. We jumps on that when trust breaks. How do you move forward? Will China share sensitive intel with India again? So, what do you think? Look, India is a rising power. It has every right to form partnerships and secure its future. BBC reporting. That's a question only time, and you can answer.